Unicorns and glitter and taxidermy critters are just some of the things they like. They also enjoy 80s hair bands, Grizzly Adams and John Goodman, so if you think that's weird then you can take a hike. But the things they enjoy the most are making art and cracking jokes, so without further ado, here are your hosts. You've got your two artsy gals, your two artsy gals. Here are your two artsy gals.
Hey everybody, this is Katie.
And this is Sharon.
And you are listening to the Two Artsy Gals podcast.
It might as well be the two,
fucking,
I don't know. Old ladies?
Alzheimer's patient podcast.
two geriatric, brain farty ladies.
Yeah, we're having a time today. We really are. But, I don't know. Poor Sharon's not been feeling well, and I think she might be medicated. Are you medicated, Sharon?
No, I'm not.
You took Robitussin.
Well, you know what? I did, but that doesn't do anything.
Yes, it does.
Robitussin's fine.
No, Robitussin
it's
totally makes you high.
It's an anti-cough. That's all it is. No, it doesn't. I totally asked it. No.
What the fuck are you taking
The doctors
if it
told me
doesn't
it
make you
worked.
high? That's a waste of time.
Well, it made me
Free
stop
buzz.
coughing.
All right.
Oh my god, I can't do that at work.
Oh,
Nobody
why
would
the
want me to
fuck
be their medical
not?
assistant.
Come on.
Oh my god, I think you're high. What's wrong with you? Oh my god.
I'm not high. I'm just so fucking
I
tired.
think Katie's
that I'm
been
delirious.
sniffing the glue.
No.
Oh my god.
No, although I did have to use my fucking inhaler like 3 times today, and I have not had to do that in forever. Because I cleaned the
Oh my
house
God.
yesterday and stirred up a bunch of dust. That's what I get for fucking cleaning house. Asthma attacks. Fuck that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you should just stop that right now.
I
Stop
know.
that cleaning shit.
Not gonna clean anymore. That's a lie. You know I can't handle that.
Stopping now.
Stopping. Well, I tried to go on a fucking strike and not clean the bathroom because, okay, ladies, I know you married ladies that are married to men are gonna understand it when I say that I'm really fucking tired of having to clean piss up after someone who can't hit the goddamn giant bowl that they're supposed to put the piss in. I sit down to pee. I do not pee anywhere but where I'm supposed to fucking pee. So I feel like I shouldn't have to clean that shit up. So I went on strike thinking...
You shouldn't.
Well, I thought that maybe he would clean it up once the bathroom started smelling like piss. But no, I had to get down on my hands and knees with a scrub brush and scrub that fucking bathroom and toilet. I had a cleaning
After it
tantrum.
calcified.
Yeah, it was all crystally and gross. I know. Blech is right. You make puke sounds like a Muppet. Oh my god, you're so funny. We should probably tell people what we're going to talk about today.
Yeah, we're not just going to talk about piss art.
No, piss art. Actually, wait a minute. I want to say that I've seen someone who did sculptures with their piss. I have! This person on that one show that I can't remember right now.
What, Maury Povich?
No, the Weird Oddities. That's right. There was this crazy lady who peed and put different colors of pee, like collected her pee in Ziploc bags and then put it in the window.
That's gross.
I know. She is disgusting. But anyway, we're not talking about that at all. We're talking about embossing today.
Yeah.
Because it's way cooler than piss art. Like, way cooler.
Way cooler.
Way cooler.
Way cooler.
So, yeah. We should probably, talk about what the fuck embossing is.
Yeah.
So, embossing is lifting up a, texture on a piece of paper. Or other things, I suppose. Metal or whatever. There are several ways to achieve it, but you're basically creating a design or lettering or whatever that is raised from the surface. And that's embossing.
And there's a lot of different ways. Well, there's several different ways. I don't know if it's a lot, but there's several different ways that you can accomplish that.
I'm just reading my notes, and I think I was high when I wrote our notes for this show. I don't know what the fuck I did. I took pause because seriously,
You did take pause.
Well, I write these outlines so for myself just to keep myself on track, and I wrote introduce embossing as topic. A, what the hell is embossing? B, why do we want to know about it? What the fuck kind of thing is that?
Because people listen to our show so they can learn about different crafts and different multimedia.
What was I fucking writing? I don't even fucking know. We want to know about it because it's fucking awesome. That's why we want to know.
Because Katie's been sniffing the embossing ink.
Oh, I have not. I sniff way better stuff than that.
Embossing powders?
Ew! I just thought how cakey that would be inside your nostrils if you actually snorted it.
And then you can blow it out and make embossed snot art to go along with that lady's piss art.
What is happening? We are going off the rails today.
Like a crazy train.
Sharon's Robitussin has a little juice in it.
No, dude, I'm so... Oh, my lord.
Okay, there are several ways that we can do embossing. And first, I want to talk about dry embossing techniques. Dry embossing techniques are basically, they don't involve anything but almost taking a piece of paper. Like, you can do this by rubbing, like, if you set a piece of paper down, you can rub a stylus or something over it and get put a key underneath the piece of paper and rub really hard. Mm-hmm. And you're getting that shape. You can do that with metal. Also, with like a hammer, you can put things underneath the metal and hammer down and get that shape. But Sharon, because she used to do, what is that thing that you used to do? Stampin' It Up.
Stampin' It Up, yeah.
They sell this thing that I fucking want, and I know you can get it at other places, but this is where I became aware of it, and I think it's fucking cool, and I want you to tell me about it more.
I'm gonna tell you about it because I friggin' love this thing. This is actually probably my all-time favorite tool in my studio because I use it for so many things. It's called a Big Shot. Probably tons of you know what a Big Shot is, but it's like a small die cut machine. So it's like, imagine a pasta roller. Like, it has a rolly part and then a flat part, and you can roll things through it. So it comes with different embossing folders, and you can put the paper between the folders, and then you run it through, and you get beautiful embossed papers. And there's all sorts of different patterns. And then the beauty of it is there's also one for metal. So that's how I make a lot of my jewelry. You can do this
with metal too, which is really cool.
Oh, it's super awesome. So I roll my little, they're called blanks. So they're metal blanks. And I just pre-buy them, but you could cut out your own metal blanks. They just have to be a certain gauge, thin enough to roll through the metal embossing folders. And you roll it through this thing and you have these beautiful patterns on metal. And it's so, oh my God, I love it. It's how I make tons of my jewelry.
I think that I first saw it when you hosted a Stampin' It Up party at your mother-in-law's, and you were doing a demonstration of it, and I was like, what? What is this?
Oh, yeah.
Like, I need this in my world. I'm going to host a fucking Stampin' It Up party, because I have a couple of other friends who do that, just so I can have one of those things.
Totally, because in actuality, they're like $100, so it's like, it is a spendy item, but like, the amount that I use that thing, I have to buy new folders probably because I use it so much.
That's pretty awesome.
But the paper folder ones are only like $7, or not even, maybe they're like $7. But you can get just like a few. Like I have a polka dot one, and I use that one all the time.
I love
all the time.
Polka dots.
And clouds. Oh my God, I love the clouds. The freaking clouds.
That's so awesome. So yeah, I seriously, I need to have one of these things.
Yeah, it's super fun.
Because, I need one of everything in my studio.
That though, seriously, that is like so, like for mixed media, that thing just to make embossed papers is incredible.
That is really cool.
It's a little bit small, so you really But you know what though? I take that back though, because there's one that's bigger, that's more expensive, so you could get bigger pieces of paper through it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that I happen to have one because I just work smaller.
Yeah. No, that's really cool. And again, you can also, I've seen embossing sets, like actually the first embossed thing that I ever really remember seeing, somehow, I don't even know where she got it. When I was a little girl, my mom bought this embossing. Like it looked almost like a hole punch, but it was great big. And it had
yeah.
And it's stamped. She had it specially made, and it said from the library of blah 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 blah. Like they had she had her name put on there, so you could just like the front page of every book she had. I want one of those too, actually.
Those are like old school, like post office and libraries and stuff have that kind of. It's people that are what do you call those people? Oh, you gotta get stuff signed.
Notaries.
Notaries. Yeah, I think notaries have those.
No, those are really neat. And you can also, I think you can still buy stuff like that. And I've seen stamping sets where you can do that. And even that stuff that you gave me, that like, the stuff that's kind of like faux leather, it's almost that foam stuff, but you can emboss that too.
Yeah, you can push like stamps into it and like heat it. Yeah.
So there are all kinds of ways to do that. And speaking of heat, I want to talk about some heat embossing, because this is my favorite kind of embossing. I love this shit. Because I love carving my own stamps, and I love using that in my mixed media work. And the heat embossing, and we talked about this in our stamping episode a long time ago. Heat embossing, basically, you're using you can use rubber stamps, or, and I just found this out, you can get pens filled with embossing ink. And I ordered some, and I hopefully will have them before this episode goes up so that I can take pictures and put them. I think they should be. We have Amazon Prime, so they'll be here in a couple of days. But basically, you're using a stamp or you're drawing something with this embossing ink, and it's just extra sticky ink that stays wet for a long time. And then you sprinkle your embossing powders on it and blow it off, blow or get the extra off, and then you use your heat gun to melt the powder into the ink in it, and it's kind of like turns into plastic. But it makes these really fucking cool raised designs. And you can even do this on you can do this on canvases, you can do it on wood, you can do it on paper. It's really cool. And
it's cool to like paint inside that or color inside it, with like watercolor pencils or pen. Yeah, it's fun.
I did not know that this came in a pen. And now, because I've been wanting, I looked up, I think I searched liquid embossing ink, and this is what it came up in my search. And they're also I found them made by Ranger, which is one of my favorite. Like, I know they're going to be good.
Yeah.
If they're made by Ranger, because I could be a salesperson for them. I love all of their products so much. So I hopefully will have some examples of that. But yeah, you just use your little heat gun. It's really easy. And if you, the good thing about that is, if you're uncomfortable going rogue and freeform, you can just use stamps. You don't have to carve your own stamps.
Yeah, totally.
You can buy stamps and use them, and it's also, I think it's fun to watch it.
Yeah, totally. And there's different color embossing powders.
So many different colors. And
colors.
Metallics. You know how I am about metallic stuff and anything with glitter.
Oh, yeah. It's fun. Yeah, there's some great glittery ones. And then, there's amazing. And there's even flocking.
What?
Yeah.
Flocking? Like that shit that you spray on your tree?
Yeah, but so this is a little different. So I kind of feel like it falls in line with embossing because it's kind of flocked. It's great with a snowman. God, we're talking about Christmas stuff. Okay. Or a bunny. Okay, spring's coming. A bunny.
A bunny. And I was going to say, just because it was fucking 65 degrees here today doesn't mean it's not winter.
That's true. I kind of forgot about
February. Sorry, all you people over there covered in snow.
I know. I feel so bad for them. Oh my God. I can't believe it. My friend email me today. I can't comprehend that people are buried in snow right now. Like,
No, I was sweating all day because I wore long sleeves, and I'm like, fuck, this is bad.
Yeah, I'm already planning my slip and slide for down our hill.
Oh my god, that is going to be rad.
Yeah. So so back to this flocking there. It's like instead of an embossing ink pad, it's a glue pad, and you stamp your stamp, and then you put it on your paper, and then you cover it with the flocking. And then just tap it off like you would your embossing powder, but then it's flocked.
I don't know why I don't know about this. I hate it when I don't know about awesome things. My brain...
You were silent. I thought I
know.
Lost you.
I had like no fucking words for a second. My mouth opened and nothing fucking came out. I was like, ah. I have to say, total sidebar, it's a new experience. So my computer is on its way out. Like, it is dying, and we've been having trouble. So I've narrowed it down to my video card, which is a very expensive thing to replace because I have a pretty badass video card. So we're just doing audio recording right now because we do it over Skype instead of video. And it's so weird to do this without seeing your face.
It is kind of weird, but then I thought it's a really good practice because our listeners can't see us.
I know, that's true. That's true, but I feel like I was worried we were going to play off of each other as well as we normally do, but clearly we're just as weird as we always are, so.
Well, I'm like looking at your face, a picture of it.
Are you looking at a picture of me? Oh yeah, because the thingy. You don't have a picture on your Skype profile, though. It's just a little box with the outline.
The head?
Yeah, just the little weird head thing.
Oh.
By the way, I was totally in your neighborhood today, and I feel sad because I didn't surprise you at work again.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you were up by my house. I was like, what the hell are you doing up in the boonies?
We were over near where you work, but I had to go buy a new bathing suit.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. So. I would have just coughed on you.
You made me laugh so hard in the car today. With your, I'm gonna be Silent Bob. and then I said, I'm gonna be Jay, snooch to the motherfucking nooch. And then I was laughing at myself, and Kurt's like, why are you laughing? And I'm like, oh, I'm just laughing at my own jokes again.
And you didn't even text me that. That's hilarious.
I did text you that.
Oh, that's so funny. It didn't come through.
Oh, I was giggling all day because I thought you were gonna read that at work.
I didn't even get it. That's so funny. I'm not even getting texts. Something's wrong. I feel like I didn't get a text from my cousin either.
You said, I'll put some Vicks on when I get home, and I may be Silent Bob tonight on the podcast. And I said, well, then I get to be Jay. Snooch to the motherfucking nooch.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
I was wondering why
LOL.
you didn't respond. I know. LOL. Fuck yeah.
Emoticon.
Well, what if we just talked like that all the time? That would be so weird.
OMG.
OMG. My mom does that. What is the fucking thing that she says? I teach her these things. And then I regret teaching them. Because what's the thing that she does? I don't know. She has a couple of things that she says all the time now. And it just kills me. Like, I wish she would stop. She sounds like an insane person. She's like speaking in a brief... Because she asked me what WTF meant. And so then she's like, so now she walks around all WTF, blah, blah, blah. And I don't know. She just sounds crazy. I wish I could remember what it is that she says, though, that kills me every time. One of the people she works with at work that's like my son's age, she came in and said it, and he's like, who teaches you this stuff, Joy? Jeez. You sound like a crazy person.
Oh, that's so funny. But, oh my god.
Anyway.
Back
to embossing. So there is also wet paper embossing, which I have never done. I learned about while researching this episode. And it's kind of cool. I guess I kind of have done it because I've made paper before. And basically what you're doing is wetting your paper enough that it like can stick to a shape underneath, and when it dries you're peeling it off of that. And I have made paper, like handmade paper, and set things underneath it, like little metal, like I think I had a metal fairy or something that I used that was like it was from a bead store, but I laid it there, so I made paper with little embossed fairy on it, but it kind of didn't work the way I thought it would. But
Oh yeah, if the paper was too thick, that would.
yeah,
But yeah, I could totally. That would be cool though if you did like bigger embossed things. You know, you could almost.
yeah.
Yeah, that's neat.
And I just wrote down that we should probably do a paper making episode at some point.
Oh yeah.
That should be a summertime thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Paper making's fun. Our paper always turns out really thick, but I guess we could talk about that in the episode.
I know, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so you can do that with it. And I would imagine, like, you could probably get pretty creative with the way you're doing wet embossing. Like, if you used a spray bottle, you would have a little more control over how much water is happening and what you're using. I'd like to experiment around with that.
Yeah, that would be super fun. That sounds awesome. Yeah.
So,
Especially...
would you consider it embossing when, like, people go do, like, gravestone rubbings?
Well, they kind of would be, I would think. A rubbing, almost sometimes it can kind of be embossed when you do a rubbing of something.
Yeah. I have a friend who does a lot of that.
Really?
Yeah, she gets, like, famous people.
Oh,
She goes to
interesting.
cities and like gets gravestone rubbings, because Henry Weinhardt's grave is like right down the way from me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's at Riverview Cemetery.
Oh, wow.
So, and I used to walk there until I ran into too many fucking coyotes. That place is scary at dusk. I'm not scared of ghosts, but I don't like the coyotes. So we should probably talk about shit you need for embossing, like materials.
Yeah.
So, breaking it down for the dry embossing, like you would need okay, you have the big shot. What else comes with that? Like, what do you need to do that?
You need the folders.
Which are what?
They're just these plastic folders. Like one side has the indented part and the other part has the bumpy part. So it fits
Gotcha.
together.
So it fits together.
So it's just a folder. And those are like $7. And then, of course, you need your paper. Well, if you're going to do the metal embossing, then you need the metal little folders.
Mm-hmm.
So then you need your metal. For the metal, like, they're called blanks that you get with them. And I don't know what exactly the gauge is. Probably like a 22,
Yeah,
24 gauge.
Pretty thin metal.
Yeah. And then, but it's sturdy though. I mean, it's not gonna,
Yeah, no.
it's not gonna be flimsy or anything. But, so yeah, so you have those metal blanks, and then if you're using the paper ones with the plastic folders, then you just need your paper. I usually use a cardstock, or like not a super, super thick cardstock.
Yeah, just a nice general, like you would use to make a card, like a not heavy enough for a postcard, but like it would
Right.
easily fold for a greeting card, let's say.
Yeah, exactly. Or you could even use thinner paper too.
Mm-hmm.
But just if you get too heavy, then it kind of tears it, kind
I've noticed that it
of
does
rips
tend to
it a little
tear
bit. Yeah.
And also if you get too fine, it will tend to rip also.
Yeah. So yeah.
I think there's
Exactly.
a sweet spot with that.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, so that's all you need for that.
Yeah, and I think for heat embossing, you would need some kind of ink, either embossing stamps. You have to use embossing ink though, because
Yeah, it doesn't really work very well without the embossing
yeah,
ink.
I think regular ink just dries too fast, and so the stuff doesn't stick to it.
Yeah, and the embossing ink's a little like tackier almost, or just thick.
Yeah, so you want embossing ink, and that comes in the form of most often a pad where you can use your stamps. Or again, I've just discovered that it comes in a pen form, and I'm really fucking excited about that. And then you need your embossing powders, which every color of the rainbow, and you need a heat gun, which those are pretty cheap. You can get them anywhere.
Yeah.
I have found, though, my husband has a heat gun that is like for construction-y, like dude kind of stuff. Like I don't really. He was using, I think he bought it to shrink that stuff you buy to cover wiring the shrink wrap.
Oh, uh-huh.
But it was too hot
Oh, yeah.
it burned my embossing powder.
Oh, no.
Which
Yeah, you want to be careful.
Smells really not good.
Yeah.
But
I used to do it over the stove.
I just used it like I would use my regular heat gun. Like I didn't have it any closer or anything. It just burned it really fast. And you were saying you used to do it over the stove. That's crazy.
I know.
Don't do that.
Well, it was just like when I was a teenager.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I didn't have a heat gun yet.
Yeah. Well, and I don't think that they were as easy to find when we
No,
were
they
younger
weren't.
like
I've had
that.
the same heat gun for 20 years, I think.
Really? I don't even know when or where I bought mine. It hasn't been that long. I've had this one for about 6 or 7 years though, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, and so really that's kind of all you need for the heat embossing. And then, whatever you're going to emboss on, or your stamps or whatever you're going to draw on there. And then for wet embossing, I would think you just need water and paper.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, it adds a lot of cool, I think it just adds, I think I'm getting ready to do I'm doing right now an artist trading card swap, and I'm going to add some embossing to that. To that project. I think I'm going to use my embossing pins on it, actually.
Oh, yeah, that would be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm going to add a little embossing to those. But it just adds, I think, it adds something really cool to your mixed media projects.
Mm-hmm.
I like the texture it brings out. And again, I think it's just really fun to do.
Yeah. Yeah, there's also, have you seen, there's ultra thick embossing enamel?
You gave me a thing of that, and it's awesome. And you can use that to to coat jewelry and stuff.
Oh yeah, it's super fun stuff. Yeah, you can melt it and dip stuff in it, but you can get some pretty thick embossed stuff with that. It's pretty cool. I actually
think that I used that. What did I use that for recently? I dipped stuff in it. And
cool.
I don't remember what I did. I want to say maybe beads or something. I was screwing around with making some beads that I coated it with that.
Oh, cool.
So that turned out really well. And I'm doing research. I also found when I was looking for liquid embossing ink, I found something called embossing gel.
Oh.
And it comes in a little squeeze tube. So basically you would just go over the top of a design that you had already drawn, and it dries clear and makes that look like it is raised up off the paper.
Oh, cool.
So that's kind of cool, but I didn't really want to spend much time on it in the episode because I was kind of wanted to focus more on physically embossing stuff. But that is another option too. I didn't like it because it was clear, but it might come in colors too.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I'll put some links up to the products and stuff that we're talking about on our blog, so you can kind of get an idea, because sometimes I think it's easier to have a visual.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you know what you're looking for. And I don't know, have you seen a lot of embossing stuff in craft stores?
Yeah, like, you mean the
powders and the inks and stuff like that. Like, and I know
Michaels has them.
Michaels, well, because I think there's a pretty heavy card making and scrapbooking section in all craft stores now.
Yeah, there absolutely is. And there's, a lot of the craft stores, if they're smart, and the good stamping stores and stuff will have all the line of Ranger stuff. And in fact, if you're in the Olympic Peninsula, there is a place called Doodlebugs, and they have it's in Sequim, Washington. They have an incredible, awesome store. It's great for multimedia and scrapbookers and stampers, because they have a ton of Ranger stuff. Every single color embossing ink, every color embossing powder, everything. It's amazing. And you can get on their Facebook, and they'll send out tutorials, and they send out samples, and they send out coupons, and
awesome.
Yeah, they're really a great place. They're called Doodlebugs.
Oh,
and
I
they're
wish
in
they had one of those here.
Sequim, Washington. Yeah, I know. I'm totally surprised that there isn't something like that in Portland, because they're missing out. When they closed the paper zone, they still didn't have very much of that stuff. But Portland's really I'm shocked that there's not a store like this in
I feel like Portland. There must be a store that we just don't know about.
There must be, because there's, actually, collage is pretty damn close.
I was gonna say collage has a lot of that kind of stuff.
Collage is pretty damn close. They're pretty darn good, and they do have a ton of the ink. So I do give them that. It's just that Doodlebugs, I think, has a bigger selection, and they have a bigger selection of different papers.
All I have is one. I think I showed you my giant stamp pad that's just clear.
Yeah,
that's all I have. I need to get some more.
Yeah, so I would definitely, if you're in the Portland area, check out Collage, because they're good, and they sometimes, like, once or twice a year, have major blowout sales. And a lot of times it's like their used stuff from their classes, but you can rack up on good stuff, like discontinued papers and embossing inks. They've been used, but who cares? They're still totally good.
Dude, we should go to Collage together soon.
Yeah, well, when I have some money.
Well, when I have some of that too.
I have not figured out how. Yeah, we were planting an orchard, but we have not found a money tree yet.
Damn it.
Have
you taught your geese to lay golden eggs yet?
Well, no. Remember, I have the 2 boys, and I have to eat Kurt.
That's right. I told Kurt about that. Oh my God, it was so funny. Wait, did we talk about this last week, or or is this a conversation that we had not on the podcast?
No, we had it on the podcast, I think.
Because I told Kurt that Katie got eaten, and that Kurt is going insane and humping all the other boy ducks, and the other boy ducks are not happy about it. And Kurt goes, well, I don't know what I would do if my Katie got eaten by a raccoon.
Oh,
I might go crazy. And I said, would you go crazy and hump all the other boys? And he goes, no, I wouldn't go that crazy, but could you just not ever get eaten by a raccoon? And I said, I can promise you that if there is a raccoon large enough to eat me and I run across it, I will be avoiding it at all costs. So don't you worry about that.
Oh, Curdy loves his Katie.
Sometimes.
Oh my goodness.
We just got totally dorky. So yeah, hey, I know if you all listeners know of any cool stores where you can get those supplies, or any cool websites or anything like that, you guys should email us and let us know. Or if you know of a product for embossing or a method that we didn't talk about, also email us and tell us about that. And that you can reach us at 2artsygals@gmail.com. We always love getting ideas from you guys, and we love being able to share them and giving you credit for them. So
that's right.
Yeah. And again, I'm going to put up some pictures of maybe some embossing. I might do a little video. I think I will do a little video to show you how awesome it looks when you do the heat embossing. Because I could just emboss shit just to watch the powder melt all day if it wouldn't waste all my powder, because I covet that stuff. But I'll put some pictures and examples up for you guys on the blog, and I will link products. So
awesome.
You guys can check that out. So yeah, I think next week, holy shit, what are we talking about next week, Sharon?
Are we talking about glitter?
No, not yet. That's going to be our anniversary show.
Okay.
Our first anniversary show, which is coming up, folks. We're almost a year into this, which is pretty freaking awesome.
It is.
But yeah, for our first anniversary show, we're going to be talking about glitter, and we're going to be doing some major announcements, and we got some stuff going on. But I don't remember what we're talking about next week, and I don't have my list up, so it'll be a fucking surprise.
Yay!
Yay! We like surprises. Yeah, you can always, again, listen to us on your iTunes or Stitcher with the free apps from either, and you can subscribe to us. And then you don't ever have to worry about when we have a new show up, because it'll just automatically be on your listening device, which is handy. So until next week, make some cool shit, yo.
Yo.